So to start our meeting, I'm going to ask, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? No, does not appear to be. Then I would like to have a motion and a second for the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, no opposed. Motion carries. Now we are going to have a motion for the approval of the minutes of our July 11th Election Commission meeting of 2023. Again, we can only approve those minutes at the same kind of meeting subsequent. So do I have a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Support. All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Any opposed? None opposed. The motion carries. We've approved the minutes of the Election Commission meeting of 11th of July 2023. So now we move on to our action items. Our first action item is a resolution to establish precinct boundary changes and renaming of precincts within the Township of Grosse. Do I have a motion and a second?
I would move that to approve the resolution to establish the precinct boundary changes and renaming of precincts within the Township of Grosse.
So now we can discuss. Deputy Clerk Friel, would you like to go into our history and explanation, please?
Yes. So, Governor signed into two Senate bills, 572 and 573, changing the maximum precinct sizes from 2,999 to 4,999. So it just made sense for us to take our two precincts that are already located within that building, combine them together. I think the totals come to about 4,630 total voters. Combining those together for the voters, they're still going to the same building. Instead of figuring out which side of the room they vote on, they will just be voting in one big room. It will cut down on costs for us as we would normally be hiring 6 precinct inspectors for one of those precincts and 6 precinct inspectors for the AV counting board also. So saving money on 12 inspectors for every election is a substantial cost savings for us. It's also been hard to recruit inspectors, so cutting back on having to find 12 extra people helps us also. Basically what this will do will combine to Precinct 1 at the Presbyterian Church, and then Precinct 2 will be at St. James, and Precinct 3 will be at Centennial Farm. The other two are just changing their precinct number. You'll still vote in the exact same locations you've always voted in. So,
Brian, do you need us to read the resolution into the record, or is the description?
The description is fine.
Is fine. Okay.
Yes.
So basically, the gist of this is that all 3 precinct locations where there were previously 2 precincts, there will now just be 1 combined precinct. So you will continue as voters to go to the same location, except that your numbers will have changed. Everyone voting at the Presbyterian Church will be voting Precinct 1. Everybody voting at the Episcopal Church will be Precinct 2. And everybody voting currently at Centennial Farm will be Precinct 3.
Correct, and we will send out new voter ID cards once the state makes the changes in the computer for us, which has to happen before December 29th.
Okay,
So.
and that's why we're meeting today.
Correct.
Is so that we can meet those deadlines. So again, this is a resolution to establish precinct boundary changes and the renaming of precincts within the Township of Grosse. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
It's a resolution, so we need a roll call vote.
Gotcha. Very good. Supervisor Budney. Okay, I will ask Supervisor Budney to vote first.
Yay.
Okay, Treasurer Nadeau
Aye.
and Clerk O'Connor, aye. The motion passes. We go on to action item number 2, which is to establish an absent voter counting boards for the February 27th, 2024 presidential primary election. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Or
And a second, Treasurer Nadeau. Deputy Friel, any comments you would like to make about that?
Nope, by law, we have to establish counting boards for every election. So this is just to establish the 3 counting boards for precincts 1, 2, and 3. So.
And again, those are for the absent voter ballots that come to Township Hall. And those counting boards are housed here in the building and will continue to do so. So I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. The motion carries. And then finally, we have item number 3, a resolution to delegate the duties to the deputy clerk and the elections clerical assistant. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second? Thank you. Again, Deputy Friel?
Yes, so basically this resolution is delegating duties from the commission to the full-time staff in office. And these are your normal jobs that we need to take care of for every election, preparing meeting materials for you guys for this particular meeting, choosing the company that we use to print ballots, making sure that we send notices to voters for precinct changes and consolidations, providing election supplies and ballot containers for our inspectors for the election, preparing and doing our preliminary logic and accuracy testing of the equipment. I know you guys wouldn't want to have to come in here and run the accuracy on every precinct tabulator. It's much easier to give it to the full-time staff who's here every day doing it. And then notifying political parties of the inspector appointments before any federal or state election. So that's all.
Okay. And then, of course, all the minor duties that go along with that as well. Do I have a vote all in favor?
Resolution.
I'm sorry, it is a resolution. So we need to have a roll call vote. Supervisor Budney?
Aye.
Treasurer Nadeau?
Aye.
Clerk O'Connor, aye. The motion carries. And just as a piece of business, we will probably have another election commission meeting as the election approaches so that we can appoint election inspectors, et cetera. Right, Brian?
Correct. We will actually have 2 more. We will have one of your duties is to approve ballot proofs. In the past, we haven't done that. And it's not that for any reason, except we just had overlooked the fact that you guys do need to approve ballot proofs before we have those ballots printed. So once we have what's going to be on the ballot, which obviously hasn't been decided yet, and we get proofs from the printer, we will have to have basically an emergency meeting to approve those proofs so they can complete those ballots for us, and then we will come back with another meeting at a later time to do election inspectors and whatever. There's probably a couple other things. So.
And I would ask our residents to stay tuned to Clerk Business on our website and our social media, because this year we do have early voting, and that will entail some new information and steps and processes. So I encourage you to stay in touch with the clerk's office if you do have any questions or to register to vote or any other duty like passport acceptance. Contact the clerk's office. Deputy Friel and Elena Farmer will be happy to take care of you. With that, I will go on. Is there any public comment? There's no public present. Is there any commissioner comments?
Just look forward to the next commission meeting.
Another early morning in the township. With that, I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn this meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carries. Thank you for tuning in. See you at the election.